My name is Amelia, and I'm 13 years old. What happened to me is wrong, and I shouldn't know about these things yet. I'm here to get checked for something they call STDs. I don't even know what that is, or what it means. What if I'm pregnant? I just want to be like other 13-year-old girls. I want to feel safe at home, and safe in my own bedroom.
My name is Jade. I'm 5 years old. I started school this year. I don't understand who you are or why I'm at your house. My daddy had a gun and the police came to our house. Will my mommy be okay? Why was she bleeding? Where did they take her and why can't I go with her? How long will I be here? I wish I could have brought my Teddy, Freckles. I just want to go home.
The scenarios that you just saw represent some of the real-life situations that bring children into foster care. The mission of the Alabama Department of Human Resources is to provide for the protection, self-sufficiency, and well-being of children and adults. Children who enter foster care come from all backgrounds and varying circumstances, but the one thing they have in common is the need for a safe, stable, enriching childhood, which provides hope for the future. The goal for these children is almost always reunification with their family. Reunification can often be achieved using an individualized service plan through which services are determined in partnership with the family. Service providers such as counselors, attorneys, and DHR social workers. While the biological family addresses safety issues which led to their children entering foster care, these children need a caring and loving home. Could you help? Unfortunately, there are times when children cannot be returned to their family. At that time, the agency begins the process of termination of parental rights and adoption. All children deserve a childhood where they feel supported, safe, and have a place to heal from any trauma they may have experienced. You can help by opening your home, but more importantly, opening your heart to children in need.
What made you want to become involved in foster care?
That's actually something I've known since I was probably around 19. Back then I was in college and I remember researching it and my mom telling me that I really needed to get my life on track before I really started wanting to do that. So I listened to her, and I did. And then I got my foster license in the end of 2018, and I got my first foster child at the beginning of 2019.
Tell me, what has been the greatest joy of it all?
The greatest joy is actually just seeing the transformation of the kids. It happens a lot quicker than you realize. My first foster child, who I've now adopted, and she's mine, I got her, she was the first one I got in February of 2019, and she was actually failing kindergarten. She didn't speak to anyone at school. They said she kept her head down. She was kind of the loner in there, and she's in 3rd grade now, and she ended kindergarten with straight A's and has had straight A's ever since, and the life of the party and teacher's pet. So she's completely changed, and it's been such a huge joy to watch her just transform into the child she is now.
How long have you been foster parents?
We have been involved with the department for
Since September 2005.
What do you hope to give the children through fostering them?
I would say a sense of security, safety, and love. A lot of the children don't know what a normal family looks like, and we hope to provide that for them and model what a mom, dad, and a family unit look like while offering safety and security.
If you could change one thing about the foster care system, what would it be?
I think probably the perception of the community. A lot of times, I think from times past, the foster care system has received a bad rap. And maybe that's from things that had happened previously. They don't understand how things have changed now and how well things are done here, especially in our community. We've worked in other areas as well, but I have to say for our department here and the system that we have here, it's probably the best that we've seen. And so for people just to have a realization that, you know, you're working with broken people in When you do that, you end up with a broken system, so to speak, and it's not going to be perfect, but that it's run the best that it can be at this time.
Can you tell me a little bit about what led you to foster care?
Yeah, when I was in middle school, I read a book about foster children and some bad situations that they found themselves in, including even in foster homes. And it's something that touched my heart, and it was something that's been on my heart ever since. So I've always felt like a calling and a pull to want to draw me towards that. And anytime you hear about it, from other people or from, the radio, anything like that, I always felt like this is what I should be doing. It's kind of the calling just on my life. And God finally just opened the doors to allow that to happen.
Tell me, what has been the highlight of your time in foster care? What is something that stands out to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. We've learned a bunch, through doing this. We've learned how to communicate not only among ourselves, but with other people in the community, families that are involved. We've learned how to love children that are, number one, that make it a little bit hard to love because they're not used to being in a situation like this. But number two, who actually desire to have love from other people. They come into our home not expecting, not knowing what to expect, and they do need that love. They need the discipline that we can give, the structure, and just the consistency. And I think,
it's amazing to me to see just how these kids respond to structure in their life and just watch the improvement they make being with us.
Our mission is to provide the protection,
well-being, and self-sufficiency
of children and adults